Hello, it's really very nice for me to be on the RRBC Holiday Pub Pop-Ups bookstore. I'm Arita Bertha, and I'm going to read a little part for you from my third book, which is called The Orphans, Plight, an African adventure. And the story starts off where some bad ones are plotting against some of the good people. Deep inside Malodi, where the bush was very dense, at the narrow spot between the two streams, strangers were talking in hushed tones to Hanky and Joe, the farm's herdsmen. Hanky had been in contact with these strangers for a long time. Whenever they paid him, he would help them to set bird and animal traps or move cattle illegally across the border. Hanky chuckled slyly as he counted the small blue papers he had received for his services. He turned to Tolude and whispered, "Don't worry, everything is arranged. The trucks cannot go far. I put sugar in the diesel tanks. My helper Joe will take care of the telephone lines. Just watch out and be careful of that dog, the one we used to call Mokharva. Should he find you, he will attack you." "Don't worry, I've known that dog for a long time and I'm ready for him. He's just an Afrikaner mongrel from the desert, but he caused me grief, getting me into trouble with the law at the Malodi railway siding some time ago," Tall Leader replied. "Two of my fellow gang members walked around the farmyard today. Nobody noticed. They even had something to eat in the kitchen and mingled with the other guests. That dog and his friends were too busy enjoying themselves," he laughed. "Ha! And don't forget, they're animals. How can they know what our plans are?" "The French woman and James' children are alone at a shelter tonight. My wife told me that Marie's workers are staying over at the James farm to help there tomorrow, clearing up after their big celebration. They won't be home before nightfall tomorrow evening." Hanky laughed deep inside his throat. A young baboon sat unseen high up in a nearby tree, scratching his head with his good arm. The other one hung limply by his side, scarred and burnt, a dangerous problem for a baboon on his own. His stoop no longer wanted him, but he still hoped that he would somehow become top baboon in place of his father, who had died during the season's fires. "Perhaps there will be an opportunity to speak to my old friend Flame and his furry and feathered friends. They might be very interested to hear about these strangers in the area. Imagine how surprised Flame will be when I tell him that the farm's herdmen and poachers were sitting around the same fire. Knowing Flame, he might reward me for giving him this news and let me move into Fauna Park. It's such a pity I don't know much human lang, but these humans are bad," he thought, looking at his fire-scarred arm. Later that night, only the usual night sounds could be heard everywhere. A lone tree frog croaked his mating song, while crickets and cicadas tried to outdo the frog sounds on the other side of the stables. Suddenly everything went quiet, far south of the farmyard, except for loud knocking at Marie's back door. The banging woke her and the twins. Someone urgently need help. Marie, open up! My donkey has been bitten by a snake. She needs your help, please," someone called. She quickly got up, followed by the twins. They ran to the kitchen and immediately unlatched the door. A group of men stood in front of them. Without asking Marie's permission, they pushed the door wide open and came into the kitchen, blocking off the back door. "Where's the injured donkey? Make way for me, I can't see him," Marie demanded. "Ha ha, there's no injured donkey. We came for the orphans. They must come with us as our protection. We don't want anyone to follow us. Besides, we need the girl to keep the cattle calm. We know she speaks their language, just like that old woman who died in the deserts many full moons ago." And that sets the scene for the rest of the book, where Flame and his friends will go on a trip and on trials to try and find out what happened to the orphans and why it was so important that his nemesis store leader is back in his life, causing more damage as usual. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy our holiday program, the Holiday Pop-Ups Bookstore. And this is me, Marita Botha, signing off. Thank you.